Hey guys, welcome back to Sparkmanhomestead. My name is Krista. I'm going to start this video off doing a little bit of a Azure haul. We just went and picked up our Azure order, so I'm excited to get all of this stuff put away and restock some stuff in my pantry. Going and picking up my Azure order is one of my most favorite times of the month. Not only do I love to restock my pantry, but I always order something a little extra from Azure, just a little treat for myself. I love to experiment and try new stuff through them. This month, I actually don't think I got anything new. I got something that I'm really excited about, but I didn't get anything new. I don't think I did, at least. Oh, I did. I got one new thing, one new item that I'm wanting to give a try. So I'm going to show you guys what I ended up getting for my Azure order this month, and then we'll get it all put away because some of it needs to get put into the fridge right away. So we'll start with some of these little things. I ordered some candles. I like to get a good stockpile of candles going into the winter months. I love lighting candles when it starts to get dark early. These are pure beeswax candles, so they are very, very good. In fact, when you burn beeswax candles, it actually helps detoxify your air. So you want to make sure you're burning pure beeswax. So I like to get a little stockpile of this. I'm probably going to order another package again next month. That way I have a good supply going into the winter. And then this was on sale this month, so I'm super excited about that. I like to also have a good stockpile of this stuff. I do grow my own echinacea, but it is kind of a hassle to dig it up. And the roots are what is the best part of the echinacea root if you're trying to help fight infections and just kind of ward off any sickness. The roots are where it's at. So I just buy this. It was actually a really good price this month, so I got 4 ounces of it. And then we got the flyer that I love. I love this because they always have recipes in here. Plus it shows you like the new things that they have available. So I like getting their flyers. And then I got some more smoked paprika. I go through this stuff so quickly. This is our favorite seasoning. And usually it is really, really hard to get on Azure. And I actually got it this month. So I am stocking up on some more of that. Then we got some more einkorn grains. This is just a 5-pound bag. I'm going to get this actually put into my freezer. I like to put all of my grains in the freezer for at least a week when I get them. That way, if there's anything in the bag, like any type of bug or anything, which it's very, very normal to get when you are buying grains and rice and stuff like that. So I like to put them in the freezer for at least a week and then kill anything that may potentially be in there. So those will go right into the freezer. And then because holiday season is coming up very soon and I'm so excited, I got some powdered sugar. I wanted to get it right now because once the holiday season gets a lot closer, this stuff is so hard to buy. It is usually sold out. And I know I can make this by just taking regular sugar and putting it into a food processor and getting it really fine. But this saves me time. I am trying not to eat a lot of sugar right now. During the holiday season, I do have a little bit of treats. Plus, I love to make treats for other people. So I just thought I would get it now, make sure I have a good stock of it before it starts to sell out once we get closer to the holiday season. Now, because I'm not eating a lot of sugar, I am replacing it with honey. So I'm going through honey so fast. So I got another one of these. These actually reduced in price. I think they went down almost $5. So I was pretty excited to see that. So I put one on this month's order and I am going to put another one on next month's order because it is such a good price right now. I want to get it while it's cheap. That is definitely one way that I can keep my pantry stocked without going broke. So I'm going to stock up on that while it's nice and cheap. Well, not cheap, but cheaper than it was. And this is the new item that I got that I'm going to experiment with this month. Got some corn flour. I'm going to try to use that corn flour as like a thickener in recipes. I normally use arrowroot, but I've heard you can use corn flour. I want to make sure that I have a variety of items that I can use in a recipe in case I run out of one thing, which I normally don't because I'm pretty good with keeping stock of stuff, but just in case. The other thing that I read that this is really good for is for battering things and like frying them. So I'm gonna see about making maybe some fried chicken, and I'm gonna use this stuff for that as well. You can also make corn pancakes with this, so I'm gonna do a little bit of experimenting with it. So it was really, really cheap for this bag. And I thought for that price, it's worth it to experiment. So we got some corn flour. And then this is a repeat purchase. This is some brown Rice Krispies. This stuff is exactly like Rice Krispies, but just really, really good and healthy for you. I don't know about healthy, but that is all that's in it. Just organic brown rice. No additives, no nothing. Now I have found, because it is just a plain organic rice and it doesn't have anything else added to it, there is an adjustment period. And I talked about this in last week's video too. There is an adjustment period when you go from eating processed stuff to whole food stuff. You got to get used to not having that extra little flavor things that they put in it. And I found that with these brown Rice Krispies, they almost tasted stale to me, but then I realized it's because it's just I'm literally eating puffed rice. So you have to be careful with your portion control because you're literally eating a bowl of rice with milk. But I really love it. It is great to have as like a little snack if you want to do, you know, breakfast for supper. Have a bowl of cereal. I love to do that when Steven's out of town. I will just have cereal for supper because it requires nothing. It requires no effort on my behalf. It's not the healthiest, but it is definitely the easiest. Like I said on last week's video, I needed to get some more golden raisins. So I got a 5-pound bag of these so we can make some more A1 sauce. One thing that I realized after I had made that A1 sauce with you guys, I tweaked the recipe last year when I made it to make it a little bit thicker. That sauce was really, really thin. Even after we got done canning it, I'll show you what mine looks like now that it's been on the pantry shelf for a week. I can remember where I put it. It's been on the pantry shelf now for a week, and you can see, I don't know if you can see, but it is still pretty runny. So I think what I'm gonna do when I go to use this, I am gonna actually thicken it up with a little bit of arrowroot powder, just to make it a tad bit thicker. I also think the other reason that that sauce is very runny is because I probably added too much orange juice to it. I shouldn't have squeezed all of those oranges in it, maybe about half the amount, and I don't think it would have turned out as runny. So I'm gonna play around with it and make sure I'm leaving notes on that recipe because it is really, really good. It just turned out more runnier than it normally does, and I think it's the orange juice that maybe caused that. So we'll see. We're gonna experiment and make a little bit more because we have more raisins now and we can do that. But still, that recipe is our favorite recipe. If you haven't seen that video, I will leave it linked up here for you guys. We made our own homemade A1 sauce, which is our favorite pantry item. And look at what we actually got this month. Oh, we got cottage cheese. I'm so excited. It was actually telling me that they were out of stock when I put my order through, and it was pretty much telling me it was out of stock even like right before it shipped. And I'm like, I'm just leaving them in just in case. And I am so happy I left them in because we got it. That is one piece of advice that I could give you guys if you are ordering from Azure Standard. If the item says that it is out of stock, leave it in your cart. Definitely find a replacement because sometimes the item actually is really, truly out of stock. Like this month, I also ordered some peanut butter chips and they did not ship because they were out of stock. Want them for the holiday season, so I have them in my cart for next month. Hopefully they ship. But I just left them there anyways. And then the same with the cottage cheese. I just left it there because I'm like, if it does happen to come back into stock right before my item ships, I will get it shipped to me. So try to find a replacement, but just leave the item in there. You're not going to get charged for it if it doesn't ship. It will zero out the charge. But if it does end up coming in stock, you're going to get your item. I have been trying to order this for the last 3 months and have not got it. So yeah, we finally got some. And then I got some sour cream. Always get this. I get 2 per month. This is our favorite sour cream. It's delicious, delicious, delicious. And then this is a project that I'm going to be doing soon. I got some frozen cranberries. This isn't really when they're the cheapest, but I wanted to get ahead of it before the holiday season. I really need to get some cranberry sauce on my pantry shelf. So I bought a 5-pound bag of frozen cranberries. So I will be doing that project in the next upcoming weeks to get that on the pantry shelf. And then this was something that was also on sale this month and I wanted to stock up on it. I love, love, love this pasta. I don't eat a lot of pasta. I've really cut back on it, but these are our favorites. So I got this one And then I got 3 of them because they are cheaper when you buy 3 or more. And then I also got this one. This is a really good kind. So we got 3 of those as well. And then this was another item that was on sale, and I want to just stock up on it. Well, it was on sale. This is some apple juice. I just had a panic attack for a minute because I thought, oh no, this isn't the same kind Stephen likes. They've changed their labels. That gives me a heart attack because this is his favorite apple juice. This is also my son's ultimate favorite apple juice. So they've just changed the outside of the package, but it looks like it's the same apple juice. Anyways, it was on sale this month, so I thought I would get some more while it's on sale. It is not a cheap apple juice by any means. It is expensive for apple juice, but once you try it, you'll see that it is really, 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 really worth the money. So I ended up picking up a box of apples from the Amish. I got this huge box of apples. These ones. Some of them have a little things. They're like considered a second box, but look at the quality of these apples. They're gorgeous. These are a Gala apple. They're a little bit small. That's why they were on sale. I paid $12 for this massive box of apples. So my plan with those apples is to make some applesauce and also to make some apple cider. I love apple cider in the winter, just heating up some apple cider, having it in a mug. Oh, so delicious. Anyways, that's what I'm going to do with those apples. Not today. Today's not really, unfortunately, going to be a canning day. I have a whole bunch of other work projects that I have to get done, but they're fine in the fridge for now. That's one thing that's nice about apples is they store a while. Got some pears from Azure. Now this is considered a #1 box, and these are organic, so they're not the transitional ones. They're not the seconds. These are considered #1s. And guys, I have to tell you, I am not super excited about them. They're very small. Like I thought I was gonna get some, you know, bigger pears. They're kind of small. Not super excited, but at least there's none moldy. There's none really bruised. They're just small, which is fine. We're gonna make some pear sauce with these. Oh, some of them look like really yummy though. Ooh, they're a little hard, so I gotta soften them up a little bit first. But my hope with this box, other than just eating them fresh, is I'm gonna make some pear sauce with these. I have not made pear sauce in I think about 3 years, so I really need to get some on my pantry shelf. And I'm also going to can up just some sliced pears in like a nice sweetened sauce with some cinnamon, so like a spiced pear. So I'm going to do that project probably next week because I got to get these a little bit more softer. They're pretty hard still, so they'll soften up in no time. And then I think this is the last thing that I have on my order this month. Oh no, I need to check my order. This is supposed to be brown gravy, and this is ranch dressing. It's a whole box of ranch dressing, and it's supposed to be brown gravy. I'm gonna have to call Azure. I don't need any more ranch dressing because last month I already ordered a thing of ranch dressing. Oh no. This is what it is actually supposed to be, is this stuff, brown gravy mix. I love this stuff for making Salisbury steak, and it is substantially cheaper when you order it by the case. I just keep them in my cupboard like this in the box. They store nicely like this. So I like the brown gravy. As you can see, I like the ranch, but I also get the chicken one as well. So I just buy them like this because it's nice to have, and I stockpile. This usually lasts me about a year, and the expiration date on them, you can see here, August 2026. So they last a pretty long time in the pantry, but I'm gonna have to call Azure because I needed to get some more brown gravy and they sent me ranch. Have to see what they can do about that. So that's it for the Azure order this month. We did go to Costco yesterday as well. It is the 1st of the month, so we are now officially in October. So at the beginning of the month, I like to kind of get my groceries done, and then usually the mid-month, I'll top it up with like any produce that we're running out of. But we went to Costco yesterday. Stephen wanted some croissants The reason he picked those croissants up, and this is a project that we're gonna actually do today. I have a little bit of time, so we're gonna do this project because he's really craving it. We went to Texas Roadhouse, I think 3 weeks ago, and we've been before. It has been a really, really long time since we went. Anyways, Steven tasted the cinnamon butter. I swear it's his first time tasting it because he's like, you need to make that. You need to try to make that cinnamon butter. So today we're gonna try to do a copycat of the Texas Roadhouse cinnamon butter so that he can have them on their croissants. Like, I went to go and get salad and he snuck the croissants in, and as we're checking out, I'm like, where did these come from? Did you put these in the cart? And he's like, yes. And I want you to try to make some cinnamon butter, the Texas Roadhouse stuff. He found a recipe for me online, so we're gonna try to do that today. But first, I actually need to get all of this stuff put away because some of it does need to go into the fridge. The other fun thing I got today at my Azure order, not from Azure, but from my friend at Azure, some fresh organic raspberries. I paid $5 for these. Amazing raspberries. Unfortunately, all of us in our area, we are in a huge drought right now. We did get a little tiny bit of rain last weekend, but we're in what's considered an extreme drought right now. We have not had hardly any rain at all this summer. So all of our raspberry plants died. Like, mine are just crispy, dead, horrible. A month and a half ago, she cut all of her dead parts off of her raspberry bush, and her hope was that it would grow back once the weather kind of cooled down a little bit, and she was watering them religiously like every other day, and she got raspberries to come back. So she says her bushes now are starting to get covered in fresh raspberries, and they'll stay good until our first frost, which is usually not for another month. Our first frost usually comes at the end of October, beginning of November. She messaged me this morning before our Azure pickup, and she's like, I'm bringing you some raspberries. And I was like, yay! So we have cottage cheese and we have raspberries now. So that is going to be my afternoon treat. But I need to get these cranberries in the freezer because they're going to start to melt, and I don't want them to become a solid block of cranberries. So let's get this stuff put away, and then we will get started making our Texas Roadhouse butter. I was getting very, very low on powdered sugar. I'm just gonna dump this in here. I ordered this bucket from Azure. I think it's like a 2.5 gallon bucket or a 3 gallon bucket. And then I also ordered the top from Azure as well. It's perfect for storing those big bags of stuff in. So I store my smoked paprika in these 1/2 gallon jars, but as you can see, I have quite a bit of it. I just got it because it was in stock, and they are hardly ever in stock of it. So I wanted to get it while it was still in stock. So I'm just gonna leave it sealed in this Mylar bag, and then just put it on the bottom with my other stuff that I have still sealed up. Like, this is some onion soup mix. So I'll just leave it down there. And then when that gets low, I will just empty that bag out. But they're sealed in the Mylar bag, so that's really good for storage. So leave it in there. So I need to get the corn flour put into a glass jar. I do not like to store stuff in these brown bags. I like to put them into the glass jars. We live in the country, and part of country living is that in the winter, mice like to come into the house. One thing that I like to do to prevent mice from getting into stuff, because it's so easy to chew in these bags, I like to put everything into glass containers. So I'm going to put this into a glass container. That, and I find that it stores a little bit better in the containers. We're going to get these Rice Krispies, or brown Rice Krispies. Put them in here. Probably all won't fit in here. This is a 2-pound bag. Half of it, this is a gallon size jar. I'll put half of it in here. A little bit left over from last time. I'll show you guys what these look like. Looks exactly like Rice Krispies. They even pop like the Rice Krispies too. See if I can get the sticker off. They usually come off pretty good. Need to just be slow and careful. There we go. Slow and careful. And then I just like to stick this on the jar so that I know what it is. This bag's a little wet, so this isn't going to come off really good. This one's not going to come off. You can't win them all. Sometimes they put them in bags, but they did not in this situation. It is just raisins. And by bags, I just mean they put it in a plastic bag. £5 of golden raisins. I ordered 5 pounds of the raisins instead of just 1 pound because 1 pound probably would have been fine to make some more A1 sauce. But I am wanting to try to make some mincemeat pies this year for Christmas. My Nana used to make them all the time for Christmas. I can't say that I was a fan when I was a kid, but I'm wanting to try them again. I don't know. I think I'll like them now that I'm older. So I'm wanting to make some mincemeat pies, and I'm pretty sure that you needed raisins for her recipe. I'm not sure. I'll have to double check it. Make sure I even have that recipe. I might not even have it. I'll have to look in my recipe book. But anyways, that's why I ordered so much raisins, because I'm going to try to make some mincemeat pies for the holiday season. All right, it is now probably 3-4 hours later. I have yet to come back to you guys and make that cinnamon butter, but we'll get to it. I just had some work stuff that came up that I had to get done right away, but I'm trying to get a project quickly done because it's in my fridge and it needs to go into my freezer. A while ago on a video, I think it was like 2 videos ago, I was mentioning to you that I was experimenting making my own turkey bacon because pork's expensive, and anyways, just trying to experiment with stuff that we have an abundance of. So the turkey bacon turned out amazing. Absolutely amazing. And so I thought, okay, the turkey bacon's working out. Let me see if I can make a ham. And guys, we got turkey ham. It is crazy how much it tastes like ham. It's so good. It's so good, but it's turkey. It's completely turkey meat. So in the video description, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the recipe that I use for curing ham. So a Boston butt or a pork butt, that's what I usually make my ham with. So I'm going to leave the curing recipe below in the video description. And you can take a turkey breast. So this is half of a turkey breast. And I just cured it. And I think I cured it for 4 days. And then after the curing, I smoked it for about 5 hours. And it results in this beautiful, beautiful turkey ham. It is so good, so good. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just slicing it up. I'm putting the bigger pieces in here, and then I'm cubing it up into cube-sized pieces. I love to put this stuff in like cream of potato soup or just any kind of soup. It's really good with that. This is also delicious fried with eggs to make like an omelet or scrambled eggs with a protein. Really, really good for that. So I have this last breast that I got to get cut up and stored into the freezer. It's just sitting in the fridge, not in a container. So I want to get that in the freezer. The other thing that I did before I put my turkey breast on the smoker, so after it cured, I covered these with mustard. I do that with my hams when I smoke them. So I thought, why not? If I'm trying to mimic a ham, why not just cover the turkey breasts in mustard? And yeah, it turned out amazing. So good. So I'm gonna just finish cutting this. I'm just cutting it into strips because we can take these strips and put them on a sandwich. We can fry them up, have some mashed potatoes with them. In fact, that's probably what we'll end up doing tonight. So after I was done smoking the turkey, I actually turned the smoker on to 300 and I ended up cooking it for 45 minutes. I wanted to cook it until the internal temperature was 165. So same as meat. So this is completely cooked meat. It doesn't need to be recooked again. It's already been completely cooked. So it's safe to have on like a sandwich. But if you didn't want to do that cooking process, you could just smoke it, take it off the smoker, and then just remember just to cook it before you're gonna eat it. But because we wanna have it on sandwiches, it doesn't really work. One thing that I did find with that butter recipe is there's sugar in it. But I mean, it's a treat. We're not gonna just be eating it by the spoonful. At least I won't be. I can't guarantee Stephen won't, but I won't be eating it by the spoonful. So it's a little treat. So I figure it's okay to have a little sugar in it. So that project's in the freezer now. We're gonna get started on making our butter. Yay, I'm excited to try this experiment. So I've got a medium-sized bowl out. Let me just get a spatula. Recipe will be linked in the video description for you guys. So to get started, we're gonna use a stick of butter, and it has to be at room temperature. So it needs to be super soft. The recipe does say not to soften it in the microwave. Make sure it's softened to room temperature. The other thing about this recipe is it doesn't say to use salted or unsalted butter. So my butter is salted. If you are using unsalted butter, you just want to add salt at the end. So if you have salted butter, definitely use it in this recipe. So we've got a little bit over a stick of butter in here. And like I said, this recipe uses sugar. So we're going to use some of that powdered sugar that we bought today. And we need to add a 1/4 cup of that into here. We need to add more sugar. So we're going to add some honey. We're going to add 1.5 tablespoons of honey. I don't know if you could get away with just using all honey in this. I would imagine you could, but we're trying to literally just copy that recipe at the restaurant. So it might not taste exactly like it if you use all honey, but I wouldn't see why it wouldn't still taste good. Okay, so we got about 1.5 tablespoons of honey in there. And then the last thing, the most important thing, we need some cinnamon. So we need 3/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon. There's our bowl. Now we're going to take a hand beater and we are going to whip this up until it's nice and smooth. This is why you need to use softened butter. We'll scrape down the sides. Look at it, looks like it. Okay, I'm excited to try this and see. I know I just said I wasn't gonna eat it by the spoonful, but we're just gonna do a little taste test and see how it is. I think it actually needs a little bit more cinnamon and a little bit more sugar. So let me just add maybe about a teaspoon more powdered sugar and then a little bit more cinnamon. We did use a tiny bit more butter in this than what it called for. Okay, let's try that now. Might need to add a little bit more honey too. I'll give it a try. It's still really, really buttery. I do remember the stuff at Texas Roadhouse tasting a little bit more sweeter. I'm gonna add a touch bit more honey because honey is really, really sweet. It gives stuff a really sweet taste. So I think instead of adding more powdered sugar, we'll just add more honey. And I just brushed against it. So I think we got the sweetness down, but I really think it needs more cinnamon. I think the stuff at the restaurant, they probably use artificial flavoring in it to give it that taste. I don't know, that's totally an assumption, but I'm thinking that they do, and that's why the cinnamon taste really comes out strong. And I'm using all natural ingredients to make this, so we're just gonna add more cinnamon to it. So I think at this point, we probably have about a teaspoon and a half of cinnamon in here. At this point right now, I just feel like I'm making buttercream, cinnamon buttercream frosting. Okay, I think that's good. We might have it. I'm still not really tasting cinnamon. The butter is really coming through, but we're gonna call it good. And we're gonna see if he likes it. Fingers crossed. Because this is a lot of butter. We'll see. So we're gonna get it stored in this little Pyrex container and just leave it in the fridge. Actually, it might benefit from being left out of the fridge because I think it'll solidify if it's in the fridge. And this is the texture that we want. We want that butter to be at room temperature. Maybe we'll leave it out until Steven gets home and then we'll put it in the fridge after he does a taste test. Clean the counter off, got honey everywhere. There we go, all done. All right, so that's the project for the day. I need to get back to doing my regular 9-to-5 job. I still got a little bit of stuff to do before the day is done. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, just a little tiny project. If you like that Texas Roadhouse butter, definitely recommend giving this a try. If you are using like natural ingredients like we were to make this, to make it more healthier, not really healthier, but to make it a little bit better, you're definitely gonna have to tweak the recipe a little bit. I'd say add more sugar, add a little bit more honey, and definitely add more cinnamon, at least 2 teaspoons of cinnamon in that to get it to be what I kind of remember it tasting like. I didn't eat a lot of it when we were there because I'm not a fan of eating regular bread, so I just had a little bit of it. But what I did have of it on a warm bun was amazing. So we're gonna mimic that. So I'll come back when Steven gets home. He is not supposed to get home until later tonight because they are preparing for a car show in Nashville this weekend. So he's busy doing that at work. So I will try to get a little clip of him tasting it and get his opinion on what he thinks of it, because he's the one that was craving it, not me. I am just the maker. The baker and the maker. So anyways, thanks again guys for watching today's video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a good day or night whenever you're watching this, and I will see you on the next video. Bye guys. It's the next morning. Steven got home really late last night, so he wasn't able to do the taste test last night, so we're gonna do it this morning. He's not even waiting for me. Oh, there he is. Okay, what do you think?
Legit.
Does it taste like it?
It does. It very does. Oh my gosh, this is so good. This is way too early for this stuff right now, but I'm gonna keep eating it.
We just woke up. I'm still in my pajamas.
And I'm gonna take this whole tub of butter cinnamon thing and just keep eating it right now.
It's very much like a frosting. Like that's when I was making it, I thought it was like a butter.
Like a frosting. It's like a creamy frosting. You know, it's legit butter and cinnamon and honey.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing I also wanted to add is that after I put it in that container and I shut the camera off, I realized that it needed salt. That's why it wasn't tasting as sweet as I thought it was supposed to. The second I added the salt in, that sweetness just popped. So even though I was using a salted butter, I still added about 1/4 teaspoon of salt in at the end. Yeah. So I guess it's good. I guess it's a legit thing.
A++.
All right, I'm gonna go and get dressed, get ready for the day, but I just wanted to come back and let you guys see the official taste test. It's good. Give it a try if you like it. Thanks again, guys.